Hi, my crafting friends. I have two all new Farmhouse rustic fall harvest DIYs I'm really excited to share with you, plus a little bonus here, so come craft with me. I'm Sarah, and welcome to my channel, Primroselaneprims. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button so you can craft with me in the future. And now let's get right to these harvest DIYs. For this first DIY, I'm going to be taking this wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree. This is just one of the 14-inch wire wreath forms you can find back in the craft section. And I'm also going to be using this 1-pound pack of dried corn husks. Now I got these off of Amazon, and this first project, it won't take quite the whole pack. We'll have some left over for future projects, which we'll get to here after a bit. Now these corn husks are just a little big for my needs in this project. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to just rip these down into approximately 1-inch little strips. They rip pretty easy. I didn't measure that, just kind of what it naturally ripped right into. But we're going to be using these corn husks to make a corn husk wreath, which I'm sure you probably figured out already. But for my wreath form here, I don't need this entire wreath form. I only want to use the outer 2 rings of this. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy wire cutters here and a little bit of strength, and I'm just going to cut this little wire that holds them together right here in the center, and it'll separate those rings. So see, center popped out, and I can set that aside for another project another day, and I'm only just going to use these outer 2 rings. Now to start, I'm going to take some floral wire. This is just a big pack of floral wire you can get at Walmart. It's really inexpensive. And I'm just going to take a handful of my corn husks here. No set amount, probably approximately maybe 6 to 8, depending on the size of the corn husks, just enough to get a decent sized little bundle. And I'm going to wrap my wire around that outer ring. We're going to be working on this outer ring, and I'm going to just wire down my corn husks really tight. You want them wired really good and tight so they don't flop around too much. I'm going to continue taking my corn husk bundles, and I'm going to continue wiring these all the way around this outer ring of my wreath frame. And I want to make sure that on my corn husks, you want the pointy ends to be the ones that are facing out. So your flat ends will be towards the inside of the wreath frame, and your pointy ones will be facing out. Just wire them down and push your bundles pretty close together as you go along. If you find a spot where, you didn't get them quite enough, you can always go back and add more at the end, but you want to try to keep them pushed as close together as possible so that way your wreath is nice and full. Now, in lieu of buying corn husks off of Amazon, if you say grow corn and maybe you have your corn stalks cut down, they're drying, and you wanted to use those to craft with, this would be a perfect project to do so with. You can use the husks for these wreaths. You can also use the dried leaves, and even the tassels on the top can look really, really cute mixed in. Now, if you're using your own corn stalks that you're drying and using, they might be a little larger than what you have here with the Amazon corn husks. So you might have to adjust your bundle size or your wire, or maybe even use zip ties to hold them down potentially instead of just the floral wire, depending just on the size of the dried material you're working with. So as you can see here, as I was pushing these around, I noticed I didn't get these quite close enough here, and I have a big gap in this one little section of my wreath form. So I'm just going to go back in and add another bundle in. So here's what it's looking like when I'm nearing the end of my outer ring of corn husks. This is a good project to sit and do while you're, say, watching a movie, just wiring bundles on. Once I have this outer ring done, I'm going to flip my wreath over. And so now it's more of a concave shape. That inside ring is now lower than the outside ring. And we're going to start working on that inside ring. And I'm just going to start adding bundles on it the same way as I did on that outer ring, but just all the way around that inside ring. If you're enjoying this video so far, I hope you'll give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, I really hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button so that you can craft with me again in the future. I would love to have you join me again. It's totally free, and if you hit that little notification bell, YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. That way you don't ever miss out on any of these budget-friendly DIYs. So here is what it looks like once both of my rows of corn husks have been added. It looks nice and full. And the next thing, I'm going to take these little sunflower picks. These are from Walmart and they cost, I think, $1.87 each. And I'm just going to pop off the flower heads here. That's the only part of these I'm going to be using. Each bundle has 5 flowers on it, and at $1.87 it's pretty darn close to even Dollar Tree prices on florals. But I'm going to use a total of 3 of these bundles of sunflowers. I'm just going to take some hot glue and I'm going to start hot gluing my little sunflowers here right around the center of my wreath. I'm going to follow that wire line. These sunflowers will not only look pretty, but they are going to hide the wires where we used them to wire the corn husks to the wreath frame, or any bits of the wreath frame that are still showing. This is a simple design for a wreath, but I think it turns out really pretty. Sometimes I think less is more, and this wreath is definitely one of these cases. Look how pretty. I absolutely love the sunflowers on this. It just gives such a pretty pop of color. Now, once I have my flowers laid down, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to take another decent sized piece of my floral wire, and I'm just going to go through here and find a piece of my wreath frame, and I'm going to wire this wire. I'm going to wire the wire to the wreath frame to make a little hanger. And here it is. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely in love with this. Okay guys, I'm really excited to share with you a little bit of a living room upgrade I got. I do a lot of hosting around the holiday time. Tons of people, family, friends coming in my house between now and through Christmas, and I'm always in need of extra seating. So I've been on the lookout for an extra chair to add to my living room so that I won't have to go drag one in from another room when people are over. Something that matches my decor, was not outrageously expensive, and was lightweight enough that I could move it around if I needed to. So this is the Athena armchair that I got from Lou Bon. I'm actually partnering with them. This chair is the perfect match for what I needed. It was super, super easy to put together. It only had about 3 bolts in each of the arms that you had to add on. And of course, little Molly had to come and inspect the new addition and make sure she approved. But it was so easy to put together. It comes with everything that you need in the box to assemble it. The legs are made of solid wood. And I think Molly definitely is approving of the chair. She thinks it's very comfortable. And she's right. It is. It's super, super comfortable. But it fit in perfectly with all my decor, and I have a bit of a mixture between primitive, farmhouse, traditional, and this chair just blended in perfectly. This is in the color linen. They have it in a beige, which is a cream, and a green, and multiple others. Guys, I will leave a link for this chair if you're interested, or maybe you're looking for something similar. And if you use the code Sarah 15% off, you will get 15% off your order from Lubana too. And it just looks perfect in my living room, and it'll serve my needs perfectly, and Molly approves. For this next DIY, we're going to once again be using our dried corn husks. These are more of the same pack that I did the wreath from. So we're getting 2 DIYs out of this 1 pack of corn husks. And I'm going to be using just these pine cones that I had to make little faux corn cobs. So I'm going to start off by adding a little hot glue here to one of my corn husks, just to kind of keep my pine cone from sliding around. And I'm just going to start wrapping one of the corn husks around, and I'm going to add a second one. And I'm just going to play around with it a little bit to see exactly where I want it to overlap, to give it that corn cob look, like the husk is wrapped around the corn cob, except my corn's pine cone. And once I find where I want it, I'm just going to use a little hot glue to attach the 2 corn husks together. And then I'll add a little bit of glue in the front as well to help tack that down. Guys, you could just grab some pine cones that maybe are in your yard or you find on a nature walk. Some of the thinner pine cones would actually probably work really well for this too, but I didn't have any. I was just using the ones I had on hand. Now, to add some extra security, I'm going to take this thin jute twine. This is just the kind you can find at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to wrap it around my little corn cup here about 4 times. And then I'm just going to tie it off in a knot right in the center. And I'm going to do the same thing with this other pine cone. I'm just going to play with my corn husks here. And depending on the size, it just depends on the size of the corn husk. Some are smaller than others, some are bigger. And to see where they lay Where's a good place for them to lay for so that they wrap properly around your pine cone, and depending on the size of the pine cone you use. These are such a super simple but really cute and fun craft to do for the fall. And this is when, like I said, if you grow your own corn, you could just find a pine cone outside and use the corn husks off of your dried corn. And this is pretty much a free project. I forgot to glue my pine cone to my corn husk to start with so it doesn't slide around. So I just went back in there and the bottom and added a little hot glue to keep it from sliding out. And I couldn't find my scissors, so I just kind of used my wire cutters to trim my string, but hey, it worked. Now the last thing I want to do in this project is I'm just going to take these little paper tags. These are from Amazon. They're really inexpensive. You can get a really large pack of them really, really cheap. And as always, I have links to things that I'm using in my description box, or you can find it in my Amazon store. And I'm just going to take my fine tip Sharpie marker and I'm just going to write out the word harvest. And I want these tags, of course, to look aged, primitive, farmhousey. They've been around a while. They're not brand new tags. So I'm just going to scrunch them up, add some wrinkles, and then I'm going to go in with my Waverly Antique Wax because that is my go-to for distressing. If you have, say, the distressing ink, you could also use that, just whatever you have on hand that you like to use distress with. I like, of course, my Waverly Antique Wax. So I'm just going to go around the edges to start with, make it darker on the edges, and then put a light coat right in the center to give it that nice aged paper look. Once I have both of my tags done, I'm just going to take and on my little twine tails that where I tied the knot originally, I'm just going to slide the tag right onto one of those twine tails and then tie it off. And look how stinking cute. These are great to pop in a little dough bowl as a bowl filler, or you could even put them on a tiered tray, or just sit on a shelf, or maybe with a scarecrow to just add a little bit of fall fun, fall harvest fun. And super budget friendly, so budget friendly. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, maybe share it with your friends. And if you haven't done so already, I really hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future fun, budget-friendly DIYs for around the home. And until next time, happy crafting, friends.